Welcome everybody to the Gaming Grapple podcast. Co-host Bumble, Barbarian, and me, Jordy Gaming, where we are going to be talking everything wrestling and gaming. This is our very first show, so we are going to take a look back at WrestleMania Night 1 and 2 and last night Raw. We are both kind of wrestling fanatics. We catch the show every Monday and Friday, and we were both big games. Yeah.
You seem to cover it all there.
Okay. So where should we start? Where should we start with Jay Uso and Gunther match?
Yes, we should. Let's start night one. Night of the start with the first match. Yep.
So obviously the build up to the Jay and Gunther match, we had Gunther attack Jimmy, cover him in Jimmy's blood. Promos Jay saying he's not afraid of Gunther anymore.
I was surprised they went through with that amount of blood for the with WWE. WWE don't you normally go through and have that much blood in a match, and that was something. Mm.
And obviously get to first match of WrestleMania 1. What did you feel from that match? I was getting I was getting the Jay's not afraid anymore. He's taking Gunther's best shots.
Yeah, it was a weird one. It was definitely a decent match.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think it was anything more than what we'd already seen on Raw multiple times.
We've seen him. I think we've had better match between them at Saturday night event.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a glorified Raw match basically.
Yeah.
I think the best bit about it was definitely Gunter tapping. That was unexpected.
For me, the tap was still too quick. I think the tap should have made him kind of hanging there
Hold
a
on
bit more.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, he gave up way too quickly, but it was just unexpected to see him tap.
so have we got any? Let's. Anybody have any questions? Let's pros go. No, yeah, I think Gunther definitely tapped a bit too quick. Nice to see them put the belt on. I don't know how long they'll keep him champion. Nice to see.
Yeah, 100%. And like I was saying to you last night, it proves that nowadays anyone could win the title. It's not going to be the same faces.
Oh yeah. So they got to have variety.
Yeah.
Who do you think faces? Who do you think challenges? Because we both suspected Bron Breakker, but he was. So we're going to get into a bit of Monday Night Raw here. So he ended in Monday Night Raw. Bron Breakker
joined Seth Rollins.
Yeah, he's looking to team up with Seth Rollins and Heyman.
We should probably announce a spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't watched Raw yet.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. Bron Breakker speared Roman.
That was definitely a shock to see happen.
Well, who do you think can just Jay?
It's a hard one to say. Like, obviously, again, going back to Raw, Sami Zayn came out last night, and it looked like he was going to turn on him.
Yeah, Sam kind of did him the stare down. He had a bit of his promo was kind of a bit all over the place. Like, I do nearly didn't make it to Vegas, blah, blah, blah. I think he was going to go, I want to challenge you.
So
It's like,
sorry, I was gonna say I'm wondering if that's gonna be like a longer story and that is gonna happen, but like a Backlash or something, we just get like a throwaway sort of match,
yeah.
which sets up the Sammy
Hmm.
Jay match. Sorry.
Yeah, that could, because I don't see who, I don't see anyone in the locker room who would go for the title.
At the moment, they've not really built anyone else ready. Like we know Penta's gonna go for the IC title. We know Finn's and that's gonna potentially after last night break up Judgment Day and go for the IC title.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's
unless they keep the Judgment Day together and they give Finn a push for the Challenge J. But I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening a long time.
no. I think if Finn's gonna get another push for the world title, it'll be at least a year yet. Mm. Um, only person I can really think of that I'm trying to think of that's I know is on Raw. Uh, Potentially El Grando.
El Grande Americano.
Just to the it could be the throwaway match for him at Backlash. To kind of cement like him being the next big luchador. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
I don't think he's gonna win it. God no. But that would be my only kind of thought of what could happen to help play that rivalry along, but also to set up the Jay Sammy rivalry.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think so. We'll get onto the El Grande.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah. Obviously, Ray got injured on Friday night. We had to replace him with Ray Phoenix. Brilliant, brilliant match. El Grande's putting in the work.
It was a stupid match, but it was a fun match.
Do you think that he's now beaten one of the top luchadors out there? Does go for that title push? Do you give him that bigger push? Take him away from the luchador scene and him fighting luchadors, just luchadors?
I think for the gimmick, like it's gonna have to be a case of they're still gonna keep the luchador fights going.
Yeah,
But I think for the gimmick it'll be fun. It'll be more funny to see him go for the world title
yeah,
and then like lose the match either because of Sami, like I said, because of Sami Zayn getting set up, or one of the luchadors interferes and stops him winning it.
yeah. I think he still needs to have that match with Ray.
Yeah,
I think that because that's kind of what it was all leading up to. So I do think he still needs to have that match. Rio.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get a luchador 6-man match at like Money in the Bank or something.
That would be pretty interesting.
Especially with the fact that they've got AAA now as well.
Oh yeah, with certainly.
And, mm,
Oh, that's what else have we taken from night one?
we might as well get straight into it and say about the women matches.
So we had Charlotte Flair, Tiffany Stratton,
Yeah.
Naomi, and Jade.
And Jade.
So you know, Naomi, what Jade wanted to do.
Oh, I'll be 100% honest. I went to the toilet for most of that match.
I think it was. I think it's a match that it didn't need to be on WrestleMania. I thought they needed to. It was
Rushed that to have that match at Mania, I think.
I think because when obviously Jade came back, Elimination Chamber attacked Naomi, and obviously Bianca went on to win the Elimination Chamber to obviously title picture. I think they could have done more of a better angle with if they had Bianca involved properly.
Yeah. I 100% agree. That would have been worked so much better if they had prolonged it, had them bickering and stuff like that. Like every night was them, like every SmackDown was them attacking each other. That was not needed.
No.
But have the promos against each other would have been perfect. Have them fighting other people and interrupting their matches. Not like so much attacking them during their matches, but like just coming down the entrance and playing their music and that and like distracting them. That would have been just prolonged, even just till Backlash.
Yeah.
Like I just think, okay, we had a big gap between Chamber and Mania,
That's
but
yeah.
it was so rushed still.
I think they would have had a better angle if they prolonged it. They had Bianca involved in there. I know they did they all came out at Friday night and like I'd be looking for Bianca blah blah. Not doing this now, not doing this now.
Wasn't that like 2 weeks after Chamber
That
or the
was
same week as?
that was the night before WrestleMania.
Oh, was it? God, I may have fell asleep on SmackDown. I'm going to be honest. It was a long weekend.
Yeah. No, yeah. The Naomi match, I think, could have been done somewhere else. I reckon they could have got a better match in there, but I guess it gives Naomi and Jade their WrestleMania. Yeah, they are big on Jade at the minute, aren't they? So
Yeah, and it
probably.
was decent enough to see Jade win.
Oh yeah, yeah. Probably like takes Jade out. I think that gives maybe she goes challenges Tiffy next. Step away from all
Yeah,
that. Step away from all that. The match is dusted.
it's going to be either Tiffy or Chelsea anyway. She's going to go for one of the titles.
What else have we got? So we got the New Day match, tag team match between New Day and the War Raiders.
Oh, we're jumping a day here. Oh, was that the first?
That
What?
was on Saturday, so that was after the J match.
Oh yeah, so it was. We jumped a match.
Yeah, we jumped a
Well,
match.
we jumped two. Sorry, that was my bad. Yeah, no. The Raw Raiders do that. Again, I don't know about you, but the first couple of hours of WrestleMania seemed very rushed, match wise.
Yeah.
Like that New Day Raw Raiders could have been a very fantastic match,
Oh yeah, yeah. I
but
think
it
that.
was. Go
But
ahead.
yeah, no, I was saying, I'm going to say like, yeah, I agree with you. I think the first couple of hours we tried to rush it. I don't know. He had a very big card on the first left the last hour, but I think I've never really liked the War Raiders as a tag team now. So I don't. One of them.
what what I do like about the War Raiders is they're both big guys, like as big guys ourselves.
Yeah,
We can appreciate like watching them wrestle at the size that they are and do those flips and shit like that.
yeah. If
I don't know if I can swear. Yeah.
Fireball doing the moonsault off the top ring and
Oh, yeah.
yeah. No,
And the way they can get their legs up and stuff, like fair play to them.
yeah. I don't doubt the wrestling talent, but as a tag team, I've just never got into the.
No, that's 100% fair. Like
New Day.
But this
I think
heel New Day, yeah.
I think what are they on seventh title, seventh tag titles now?
Well,
Six.
it's gotta be more than that, isn't it?
How many did the Usos?
Hold on, I'll have a quick look. Uso. Oh wait, no, that's Usos. New Day is what I'm meant to be looking for.
Those tag titles.
They've had 13 tags, so this is their 14th championships.
That within the New Day?
Uh, yeah, that's within the New Day. As a team, they also hold the record for the most WWE branded tag team champions reigns at 13.
How many did the Usos hold? I thought the Usos broke the record when part of the Bloodline champs.
I don't think so. Oh, they might have done, but then New Day probably just broke it now because they definitely said they hold the record. Let me see. Usos.
But they've only won it 8 times. The Usos have won
Yeah,
the tag titles a total of 8 times. They are 3-time Raw Tag Team Champions and 5-time
I'm
SmackDown.
5 times SmackDown.
They
Yeah,
hold they
but
hold the record for the longest male tag team championship WWE
that's the one.
history.
Yeah.
622 days, going their 5th reign. Says the New Day won 12. New Day are 12-time tag team champions.
No, that's changed since that because they've won. I was just reading they've won the. Hold on, let me go back. God damn it! They've won the NXT Tag Championships once. They've had the SmackDown Championship 7 times, and with this win now, they currently had the Raw Tag Champions 5 times.
I forgot they won the NXT champ. Do you count the
Yeah.
NXT championship title?
Well, it's a WWE tag title, isn't it?
Yeah. That's maybe why we're getting 12 instead of 13.
Well, 5 and 7 is 12, so NXT would be the 13th. Yeah,
This is why they're probably saying 12 times because they're probably not counting.
the NXT. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. No, it's nice to see him put the titles on the New Day again after a long time. But a match they probably could have had on Raw. Or maybe another.
yeah. Or didn't rush the match. If they
Or,
hadn't rushed the match, it would have been. I'm okay. I'm not entirely sure how long the match was. I'm not very good at timekeeping, but if it definitely felt rushed.
yes. It way they won as well. Yeah, felt a little bit.
Yeah,
That brings us to the Jacob Fatu LA Night match.
that was probably the second best match of the night.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
I think the work Jacob does been really good since he's joined the WWE.
Definitely.
Nice for him to get his first title at Mania. He's putting the work. I've always said LA Knight's a wrestler you don't necessarily need to put the title on for him to be relevant. Like I think there's wrestlers out there that titles LA Knight with him, so it's nice for kind of pass the torch over Jacob.
Again, Jacob he's clearly a workhorse.
Yeah.
Like he goes out there, he puts on a match when he's in the ring.
Oh yeah, 100%. Entertainer.
Mm.
But who do you think challenges Jacob now? I
Bobby, go
don't see,
ahead. You don't see what?
I don't see them putting LA Knight back in there. I think LA Knight may be going to the title scene as well. The champion, maybe goes into Jay or after Cena. Always talked about LA Knight, Cena having a match.
I think LA Knight definitely he may have a match at Backlash to try and reclaim it, but I don't think he's going to win it. If anything, I think he might go for the tag titles with Braun and Strowman because it looked like they're trying to set up a tag team between those two. Mm. Until a bit later on, because obviously Cena after Raw last night, we know that Cena's setting up the rivalry already. We'll talk about that later. We were during the Cena match, but sorry, go ahead.
We'll get
I
into
keep talking over you.
Yes, we'll get into that. Okay, so
Yeah.
I reckon they might do something a little bit at Backlash. We'll have to wait till Friday to see what happens there. If not, I think Solo might get jealous.
Solo would be who I say after Backlash. He's gonna.
Yeah, I think Solo gets jealous and tries and gets the title off Tattoo and rivalry.
That's a rivalry. It's not going to be a one match and done rivalry. That's going to be a couple of months at least.
Yeah, that could take us into Money in the Bank, maybe SummerSlam rivalry.
I potentially SummerSlam. I would say Money in the Bank would be too close. I think SummerSlam would be the one to end that on, or at least get it really going too.
I don't see anybody else realistically who they could work with Jacob. Like, I don't, unless you got to give Camilla Hayes the push.
He won the Andro Battle Royal last on the Friday, didn't he?
Yes.
So there is possible that they give him the push, or there's that returning guy this week. We're all pretty much assuming it's Alistair Black, isn't it? So that could be a shout for coming back and going for the United States Championship.
Yep. Guess it's one of them we kind of have to see.
Yeah.
Right, come Friday. We 75% think it's going to be Solo.
Solo, yeah.
We think
Solo would be my first guess.
Jacob Fatu and the LA Knight will win their rivalry Backlash.
Yeah.
Push out the LA Knight towards the B title or the heavyweight title.
Whatever Cena's gonna call it.
Yeah. Or Cena brings back the belt or whatever. If not, he'll probably say might team LA Knight up Braun. Kind of taken down that route. Like I said, he's a wrestler that doesn't need to have a belt on him to be relevant.
No, and they've opened up a lot of paths with him at the moment.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places they can go with LA Knight.
That's it. Right, we've touched up on the El Grande Americano Phoenix, so that takes your favourite match of the night. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte.
Favorite match, yes. Oh, what can we say about it?
Sloppy wrestling.
It was let's just get it straight out there. It was absolutely awful.
Sloppy wrestling. I felt
Uh,
like Charlotte just wanted to be on top all the time.
yeah, that
Try not let
that
Tiffany
spot.
do any moves.
There was that spot where Tiffany would run off the ropes, and Charlotte, instead of staying either still where she was meant to be, or I'm assuming she was meant to be, or being on the ropes before Tiffany ran, she as soon as Tiffany ran and hit the ropes, she moved back and landed on the ropes. I was like, what was the point? That was clearly obvious
Yeah.
spot calling, or like either she fucked up or she was
I
trying to make
I
Tiffany
I
mess
just
up.
think there was a general hatred, a general rivalry in there. And I think Charlotte Flair kind of just spitting a dummy out and just not working properly with Tiffany.
Yeah,
And
no,
just
because there was a lot of hard hits as well
yeah,
from Charlotte.
I think Tiffany, like we've seen Tiffany wrestle on Fridays, is in talent.
I do not rate Charlotte whatsoever. We all know that.
Yeah, I think
But
Charlotte.
that match should have been so much better than what it was.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think don't know if you go down to the Charlotte might be scared doing herself again. Probably
That's the case. She shouldn't return. She shouldn't have returned to wrestling if she's scared of injuring herself. It is a hazard of the job.
what 40 now.
Oh, she's not old. She's not that old, is she? I thought she was.
You've
I
got
thought she was younger than us.
got to remember we saw Charlotte Flair on Ric Flair's last bloody 39. Yeah, got to remember we saw Charlotte Flair is a pretty much adult on Ric Flair's match against Shawn Michaels. Simon match.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Oh shit! I never thought about that.
Hmm? Oh, let's go for the fun three horsemen.
Four horsewoman. That's,
Um,
I've just realised why you said the three horsewoman. Yeah, because there's only three of them left in the company.
well, Becky's 38. Bailey's probably
I think Bailey's 36, if I remember correctly, which I probably don't. Sorry.
thirty-five,
Oh, I was close.
and oh, Sasha's out of them all.
Hey,
32. Obviously, we don't talk
hey.
about Sasha. She's on
Yeah,
AEW.
she's on
So
that other show.
other show chat. Um, so we age catching up with Charlotte. I know wrestlers can still probably go into the 50s, but
A lot of them do tend to retire around the age of 40 to 45
yeah.
because they put their body through so much.
So Charlotte, I think Charlotte kind of wrestled. It's an odd one. I think there was should have showcased more from Tiffany, but Charlotte just. I feel like
I think
that's
I I definitely think there was supposed to be more to that match, but like you said, Charlotte was just no selling and
yeah.
not really working with her.
Charlotte Flair was generally could have just been scared of getting injured, or he just didn't want to. That general hatred. I think Charlotte Flair probably didn't get the reception she wanted when she came back from it. Because
She got booed out of the building.
yeah,
Not
because
building.
do we see Charlotte Flair again in the title picture? Probably because it's Flair. And who do you think's next for Tiffy? You think they bring someone up from NXT?
Trying to think who.
We'll touch on the NXT a little
Yeah.
bit later.
Uh,
Or
next for Tiffany. Trying to think who. I think it's going to be Jade. Honestly,
yeah,
Jade or Bianca, because Bianca's clearly going back to SmackDown.
yeah. But
So I think,
I probably would rather Jade than Bianca. I think
yeah.
I like Bianca,
Again, yeah,
but
she's had the last few years. She's had a lot of either the championships or champion shots.
yeah.
So it'll be nice to see someone new get a chance.
Are we
But I think,
thinking Jade for next for Tiffy?
yeah,
So let's move on to the main event of night one. Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, as we dubbed the custody of Paul Heyman.
that was a fantastic match.
So we'll start. We'll go back for a couple of Fridays ago. When when he announced CM Punk was going to be Mania, I generally still hope that's how we found out on live TV because that would have been amazing. I've always been a CM Punk guy. You've not. You don't like CM Punk.
no.
I think CM Punk, for all the crap he went through back, Vince was in charge. He definitely deserves it. They're coming back, what, 11 years later? Oh, to getting injured in the Royal Rumble by Drew.
Definitely deserved the WrestleMania match. Let's be fair, like that. And at least now, if he leaves, he can't bitch about it.
Yeah. Oh. And then we got then CM Punk told Roman that wasn't the favour he was asking, and we'll Raw he got on.
Already, Seth went to not punt, stomp Heyman. It was like, oh no, you owe me a favor now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Raw.
We found out that his favour was he wants Heyman in his corner. And Heyman's always said if he ever main event Mania, that was a
Yeah.
nice touch. Obviously, that's set up for kind of a big rivalry between them all. First time we've seen Roman Reigns without Heyman in his corner.
Oh, for ages, yeah. So that was a shocker. Like, it was a fantastic match. Like, they full on, like, the whole storyline building up to it was fantastic, and they did the match justice.
Oh yeah, no, I think that we all worked that match really, really well. Let's go on to first betrayal. Heyman
Yeah. Oh,
turning on Punk.
well, technically, the first betrayal was Heyman turning on Reigns first,
Well,
which is
yeah,
Cyberpunk. Punk.
the first betrayal of the night. Okay.
Yeah, that I didn't expect to see that. That was definitely something.
Yeah.
Like I expected him to turn,
Yeah.
but I didn't expect him to turn on Punk to then side again with Reigns.
But then, so he offered the chair to Punk, goes in for the low blow, goes crawling over to Roman, offer him the chair. And what does the Mr. Heyman do? He turns on Reigns, which we all had a guess he might have gone. He was going to turn on them all. Gone into. We all kind of predicted that.
I personally think if they hadn't have said that if Seth hadn't said that Heyman owes him a favor now, that swerve would have been unseen.
Yes. Oh
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
by him saying that you expected something to happen with Heyman helping Seth in some sort of way, whether it was him pulling him out the ring or whatever. And because nothing had happened to that point, you were expecting some swerve. So if
Mm-hmm.
they hadn't have said he owed him a favor, I think that swerve would have gone unexpected, and it would have had a better reaction than it got. But it got a freaking fantastic reaction anyway.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
Mm.
I think with Heyman, working with Roman for the past 5 years,
Yeah.
I think it's nice for him to go over to, a bit of freshness. Going to be wonderful to see what they do with Heyman. I think they still might keep the rivalry afloat. I think Roman maybe goes off TV for a while because obviously TV for a while, so they can't keep him full time scripting.
But the fact they've added Braun Breaker to it now as well,
Yeah, I
like
think
it's definitely going to keep the rivalry. It's going to go into at least tag matches for a bit if Reigns does stay. If not, Punk's going to have to find himself a partner.
Do you think Punk tags with Reigns though?
I
I don't
and
think.
you're the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Don't think. I know they did it at the
In War Games,
war
yeah.
game. Let's be honest, Punk hasn't got many friends in it.
They have many friends in life, from what I've seen. But no, he don't have a lot of friends backstage.
Mm. We'll see. I don't. Weird how they're gonna.
Mm. But I'm intrigued to watch how it goes.
Yeah. Oh no, it's got everybody watching. Like I say, we've touched on Bron Breaker joining. Did they add somebody else? Seen Becky go off the rails last night, attacking live with Valkyria. Did they add her in there?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how they go with this. I can see another Monday Night Messiah type team forming, but under Paul Heyman's.
Guidance, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's Sunday. We'll start with the Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair.
That 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 was a decent match.
I I love. I've always said this. I love Io Sky's selling. Her selling is absolutely brilliant. Funny, but it works.
100%. Like it's not so much an oversell, more of a extreme sell.
Yeah. Like obviously we started the match and was pushed out again. We thought she didn't let that happen. She just kind of went in with kind of whoop ass. We had Bianca use the braid on obviously Rhea. Oh no, win here.
That bloody corner suplex, belly to belly, whatever sort of thing. That was fantastic. Like
Yeah.
that was brutal to see.
Oh yeah.
I do, I, I do think at the end though, when Io jumped off onto Bianca pinning Rhea.
Hmm.
I do think there was a botch there. I think Bianca was supposed to let go of Rhea
Yeah,
because that looked awful as hell, and I wouldn't be surprised if she picked up a wee injury there.
yeah. No, but I
Because go ahead.
was gonna say I think Io was. I think they were right with keeping Io champion.
Oh, definitely. Rhea and Bianca didn't need it.
No, let's touch on Monday Night Raw now.
Oh yeah, with the NXT girls coming up.
So we had obviously Stephanie back here come out, challenge Io, say she wants to be best. Did the match, and then we had the. I don't know why
Perez.
Roxanne Perez and Julia in doing that, but I guess that's to maybe save them both because obviously Beth Kyrie
Well,
has a.
Roxanne is facing her tomorrow night. Stephanie tomorrow night on NXT. Oh, tonight even. Yeah, sorry. I'm still been a long weekend.
Real
Yeah.
long weekend, yeah. So she's facing her tonight. But yeah,
Uh,
so and it saves and it kind of saves Io Sky from suffering a defeat and straight off WrestleMania. Well,
yeah. Uh, I'm saying it looks like they're setting up a group between Roxanne and Julia on NXT as well, because everyone thought Julia was going to attack Roxanne when she came out.
yeah. Well, did he move
Rhea to NXT.
did he move Julia and Roxanne? Or and maybe do because we know Rhea said she's coming for the title. Stupid, but we know
Yeah,
so we don't really need to touch up. I don't.
no,
Do we think Julia and Roxanne maybe go, or do you think Stephanie loses to Roxanne tonight and they move Stephanie over to Raw?
I,
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 th-
don't- I, th- I think Roxanne is definitely coming to Raw.
I
Because she was in the chamber, she was in the Rumble. So was she in the Rumble, or am I thinking of a
yeah,
different girl?
she finished second in
Uh,
the.
yeah,
It
so
was the Iron Woman.
she that was it. Yeah, so in my mind, she's pretty much confirmed to be main roster bound.
She faced Tiffany just before Mania. Well,
Yeah, exactly.
I think if any three women should come up from Raw from NXT on Roxanne. I think they're I think they're getting a bit. I'd say not a bit too big, but like NXT the elemental. I know it's been stand on its own rights, you know. I think they may be getting a little bit bigger for NXT move up.
Now, what I'm thinking is we touched on Tiffany's. We never actually said who we think's going to go for Tiffany's belt earlier,
Did.
did we? Oh, AJ. Well, I forgot about this happening. So I could see Roxanne, like you said about how she had that match against Tiffany last week or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I could see Roxanne coming up and joining SmackDown and going against Tiffany. But there's a lot of things they could do with Roxanne because there's also that story of Bailey as well.
Yeah. I think the women's division's one to look out for. I think it's gonna get a bit feisty. It's gonna get a bit entertaining instead of the
Which is
same old.
yeah, and then
But,
to get a lot more talented women into the
yeah.
show now. So no worries, I'll entertain the masses. I don't know how I'll entertain the masses, but I'll entertain the masses. Anyone in chat, what have been your opinions so far of, like, if you watch WrestleMania, what were your opinions of WrestleMania? Did you have a standout moment, or do you think it was just a bog standard pay per view? And if you, we're also here for gaming, so if you didn't watch WrestleMania, what sort of games have you been playing recently? Anything good? Anything you like recommend?
Okay, right. Sorry about that. Okay,
No
right.
worries.
Yeah, well, I was just saying, I think the women's division is gonna come up. I think it's one to watch in it.
Yeah, 100%, and I'm actually looking forward to it.
Right, let's move on to Sin City Street Fight.
Damien versus Priest.
Oh,
No, Drew versus Priest.
I say Damien and Priest are the same person. Oh,
Oh, see what you're doing majority of the talking here, can't we?
mm. So we have Sin City Street Fight, a match. I didn't think it should match that. I,
I enjoy it.
I enjoyed it. I just don't think it was a match that was needed. I don't think they should have put Drew in a picture with Damien, but like I say, they needed to put them in WrestleMania. They needed to find an angle. I think it was good that Drew will make anything work. Whatever you throw at Drew, Drew will make anything. I think so. With Drew touching up on saying he riding on my coattails, my failures, he's getting what time for him to get what he deserves. I think that's a great angle.
I put this in my I put this in my notes about it. I thought it was two amazing talents making a glorified no DQ match actually worth the gimmick name.
Yeah.
Because let's be fair, a lot of these matches are basically just no DQ matches, just given silly gimmicks. But they actually made it worth it. It was like you felt like this was the actual
Oh,
brawl.
yeah. With um, Drew McIntyre going in with the selfie still board at work, that was hilarious. Him in what a razor's edge through a table, and
I love the fact that WWE stuck with the rules of the unwritten rule of you set up that table,
table.
you're going through it.
Yep, you set up the table. You're going for it. There was stairs action. Then obviously
Claymore into the chair
Claymore
at
into
the end.
yes, the finish.
That that was brutal.
That was. I think that's. I think with that match, you couldn't go in for an easy pin. You needed to. You needed,
Yeah.
and with obviously Damien going onto the top rope to go old school,
And going through them two tables.
go
That
through the double table,
yeah.
for him to then
Like
get Claymored into a chair. I think that couldn't have set up a better.
no, like you said, it was a match that didn't need to happen, but thank God it did.
Yes, great. No,
Yeah.
but what next? What next for you?
Oh, that's the thing now, though, isn't it?
You
Like,
get Drew back into the title picture.
if anything, he could probably go for the United States against. He could be the match at Backlash against Solo. Not Solo, Jacob.
Yeah, and then
Priest. Priest could potentially be a Cody match or something like that, or
yeah,
Drew could be the Cody match. It's because Cody ain't going for the title now. We already know later, which we'll discuss later in the Cena match, we know who Cena's opponent's going to be. So
Okay, so move on to fatal four-way match between Dominic Mysterio, Bron Breakker, Penta, and Finn Balor. Can I
I enjoyed this from the
can
get
I
go.
touch on one thing, which is absolutely freaking hilarious? I don't know if everybody caught it when Carlito was uh, setting up the announce table. You know the table cover. When he threw that, it hit a fan. I don't know if
I
everyone
missed
saw
it.
it. I don't know if everyone saw it, but I don't think even Carlito went over to apologize. He just carried on doing what he was doing, and then,
He probably apologized afterwards, I'm sure.
uh, but it was great. He's like, two fans were just like, could see like the just dust on the face because it's like, but you're in the front row of a WWE pay per view. You expect casualty.
And let's be fair, they got hit by a bloody piece of cardboard. You got that other woman that got run over.
Yeah, that's true. And then obviously, cool. Carlito set up
The
downstairs.
table,
He got
he's
absolutely
going through it.
he got speared through it by Bron Breakker, and I think absolutely amazing. I don't care about
That
the
was
fatal four way
fantastic. Yeah.
match. That was. I just think Carlito taking these spears by Bron Breakker for the past few weeks. Right.
Yeah. The fatal four-way match though itself was fantastic. Like there was a few spots where I think ring rust or maybe not ring rust, they've all been pretty active, but you know, like few spots where it slipped or something like that.
Yeah.
And it, like but there was a lot going on and it was very fast paced,
Hmm.
but still everything worked.
Oh yeah, no, and we all said I think it was going to be either a Judgment Day pin, uh, Finn pinning
Yeah.
Dom or Dom pinning Finn. I think that was always going to work. I think I would say Penta is too new to the company to put a belt on him straight away because obviously he's on a bit of a run at the moment. I think I don't think he hype around. And maybe in the future, if his hype dies down, doing well. Even though we lost to Dominic Mysterio last night, which was first first single match he's been. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we know Finn Balor pinned him in the tag match, but now this is his first kind of time being pinned singles match, which was nice for WWE.
But again, Penta's at the moment. Penta's such a big commodity that taking these two losses isn't going to be a big hit on him.
No, I think he does. I think
Yeah.
does he leave the Intercontinental Championship scene? No. Like you say, we've got Jay, who's we think maybe Al Grande Americano or Sami Zayn going for him. Does Penta go that way as well?
I think Penta's going to be in the Money in the Bank match.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if he won the Money in the Bank match. Mm.
But what do you think? Dominic Mysterio winning the Intercontinental. And before we say anything, Dominic Mysterio for the past 2-3 years is been getting booed out the building every time he talks. Like
As soon as he won that title, the cheers.
he's cheated on Rhea with Liv, cheated on Liv with Rhea, cheated on Rhea with Liv again, made Rhea not regain a title. He's tried to recruit Penta, even though Finn said he was going after his Intercontinental Championship. He's
It's a
wrestled his dad.
massive dick.
Hmm?
He's a massive dick.
He's
But
wrestled,
boy, did he deserve that title.
he's wrestled his dad twice at Mania. He kicked Edge in the balls. It's he has been one of the best heels I've ever seen. And how did he turn the crowd, make him a face? Because they have
Fucking knows.
booed everything he did. And when as soon as he wins that Intercontinental Championship, he had the biggest pop ever. Like, he even ran back down to the ring to celebrate again because he was getting put over that by the fans.
I don't know how it was such a big change, but he deserves that title.
And when he came out last night, he didn't get booed. He got cheered.
Uh,
So it'd be nice to see how they take him in that direction. Does he still stay heel, or he's going to be a heel that gets a pop, or is he going to turn the crowd against him again?
be the fact that it was just a WrestleMania crowd there,
Yeah.
because obviously even last night it was still technically the same crowd.
Hmm.
So it could just be the fact that that's what it was, and they love to heel. And
Yeah.
then when he goes to, I think it's Tampa, Florida next week or something, they get booed out of the building.
Have to see. Have to see. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on that intercontinental scene. We'll definitely be. We'll see what happens.
While we're
Let's
on the subject of Judgment Day, last night JD Madonna coming back.
JD coming back. I thought he was going to be out for a lot longer.
So did I.
J-
I wasn't expecting him for the rest of the
I
year.
think JD coming back puts a spanner in the works because because we know JD's best friends with Finn Balor.
Yeah.
He looks up to
And
Finn.
you could see in Finn's face, he was like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah,
Like, so it's definitely going to be an interesting where that one goes now.
because I remember Finn brought JD into the. Have to. We'll definitely be on that one, and I think JD might get a good push as well for the work he's been. Let's move on to the best match of the night. Randy
The
Orton
shortest,
match. The
one of the
shortest match.
shortest matches of the night, but the fucking best.
Right, so before we announce who faced Randy Orton, who did you think was going to walk out of that curtain?
I'll be honest. I thought it was either going to be Rusev or Nick Adonis.
I thought it was going to be Nick Aldis or I don't know, maybe or Solo Sikoa.
I didn't think Solo because they've done that too often.
Yeah,
I thought because I heard rumors that Rusev was returning. I thought it was going to be him
yeah.
or it was going to be Nick.
But the thing is, Rusev returning, taking L on your return, especially against Randy Orton, gonna trying to be a dominant Rusev.
That was what like because obviously I wasn't with you when we were watching this match. I joined afterwards, weren't it? Uh, so we said the same thing. I was in chat with Ricky and Kevin, and we said the same thing. Like, who realistically could come out here and take this match? Because it is a case of at the moment you've got a dominant Randy Orton who is, let's be fair, pissed off that he wasn't getting a Mania match. So it's like, who do you have come out and take the loss, or are you going to have someone return and come out and give the loss to Randy, who's currently on the dominant streak? It's like, who do you have do it?
Yeah, no, and I think perfect opponent made his way because I think if they're ever going to do Randy versus Nick, I think Nick Aldis will have his WWE one day. If you're ever going to do Randy versus Nick, I think you got to do it where they're kind of on a level playing field. Both going to give you a good match, and you don't know who's going to take the L. I think with Randy there, like you said, Randy was a bit too Oh, that word.
Like,
Yeah, it wasn't never giving Randy an L at WrestleMania.
no.
This what is it? 20th WrestleMania. Never given
20th WrestleMania, yeah.
never given
The
him the
the
L. And the person who appeared from that curtain, none other than Joe Hendry, and I think that was perfect. He has done so well for coming in with the company. He did stuff with NXT, he did Royal Rumble. I think it was a nice little touch to give him a WrestleMania.
there was a couple of jokes flying around because obviously say his name and he appears.
Yeah.
But my God, that was such a shocking surprise as well.
Oh yeah.
Especially the way they did it as well, where they just started opening the doors. They
Mm,
didn't bring his thing up. They just started opening the entrance doors, and it was like, say his name.
yeah. No, I I don't think it's the last time we see Joe Henry at WrestleMania, but
No.
I think he's done it. He's got the pressure off his shoulders. I think see Joe Henry.
Yeah.
I think
And the fact that he got in his pose, he got in a decent. It wasn't a squash match. Like there
no,
were people going around going, "Oh, it was a squash match." It wasn't. It was
no,
too long to be a squash
yeah,
match.
no. He
But it go ahead.
got in what he got his slams. I know he went for the choke slam, but obviously
Yeah.
powered out of
With
that.
the poke, with the
Yeah,
poke in the eye. Yeah, that was big. That was a brilliant reversal to that.
yeah. So I no, I like to say I think we see Joe Henry again.
Mm.
Have to
And
wait to see when he drops
the
that
very
TNA
the
title.
very yeah, the very quick arc start, like try to RKO him at the start into a schoolboy pin.
Yeah.
That was that was perfect. Like if he had got the pin there, that would have been amazing.
Oh yeah.
And it would have been a deserving pin.
Yeah.
That's one of those where if Randy had lost that way, fuck it, you would love that.
Oh yeah. Oh definitely.
But no, I think that was a fantastic show, and it's great to see more European like people from our end of the stick get not stick end of the woods getting better recognition.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like we say, well, Drew McIntyre's the first ever the British world heavyweight champion, world champion. So
Yeah,
it's
but
it's good. It's good to see. Yeah, it's good to see more British people, more
yeah,
European,
like
shall we say, getting into the
oh, oh, sorry.
Rumble. Uh, Wade Barrett was never world champion, though, was he? He was a good like continental champion and all that. Same with British Bulldog. Never, they were never champions. They were never
I
world
thought Wade,
champions.
I thought Wade won the WWE title.
Well, world title.
Fair enough. I
Was
know
it?
he feuded with Cena.
Yeah, if you did, that was kind of his first feud with Cena.
Mm.
Nexus,
Oh, I love Nexus.
and I think when didn't Nexus turn on Wade?
uh, CM Punk turned on Wade
Yeah,
and took control of the Nexus. Yeah, and then they started the core with, which was like 4 original Nexus guys,
yeah.
and
And we turned on Wade again.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Right. We're going to keep this one short and sweet because I'm not really bothered about it. Logan Paul versus AJ Styles match. Was it needed at WrestleMania? I think it was give a match to Logan Paul to give him his WrestleMania moment because Logan Paul, he's a name, obviously, that brings in
it,
fans.
it it's a cash cow. Let's be
Yeah.
fair.
AJ Styles should have wrestled Karrion Cross because their angle hit the freaking brick. And
Yeah,
I think they might go for Backlash. Hopefully. Great match. They did wrestle talent. That's all I'm saying about that. We'll move on to Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyrie versus Liv Morgan and Kel Rodriguez.
did you think that Lynch was going to be the
I did not think
mystery
Lynch.
partner?
I didn't think Lynch was going to be it. I thought it was going to be. He had a name and match. I thought they would have brought Paige back. I thought because Paige said she wants to come back to the WWE. No, Paige was in Vegas for WrestleCon, so
I had a feeling it was probably going to be like what's her name? Uh, the name's just gone from my head. Hold on. Uh, I had a feeling it was going to be someone debuting,
yeah.
or like someone like Victoria. That was it. You know, Legend.
Hmm.
Because I know she signed a Legend contract recently, didn't she?
Yeah.
So I had a feeling it might have been like Victoria coming out and joining her. I didn't expect them to win the titles. The fact that they did, like I fully expected Victoria to come out and them both to lose still, but
Yeah.
to have that baby like that big name come out. So for it then to be Becky, I was full on shocked.
Yeah. I didn't think Becky was coming back for a while. I thought Becky was just gonna be the she wanted to go. She wanted to be the mother that she wanted to be. I thought I wasn't gonna see Becky for a long time.
I I seen a clip of her at like a comedy improv show, and she said about Seth getting ready for WrestleMania. She said she's got no plans on returning anytime soon.
Hmm?
So she full on hoodwinked me.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was nice to see the two Irish girls. We know the rivalry in the past between Becky Lynch and Morgan. I think Liv Morgan is one of those wrestlers. Don't need to put a title on. Absolutely, everything she gets thrown at her, she works really well.
She is very talented. I do enjoy a bit of Liv,
It's been good.
and it was definitely lovely to see Lyra win.
Yes,
I followed her career for a long time, so to see her win another championship, always a win in my book.
yeah. They put the titles. Becky getting a WrestleMania moment, coming back, becoming a tag team champion with Lyra. Even though
Yeah,
Monday
it lost on
night,
the left,
and they lost the
and
very
then
next night. To
back Liv and Raquel again.
Yes. But did you see Becky attacking Lyra though?
Yes, that is. I didn't expect it. Not that early. Like
No.
that was a very quick turn,
Yeah.
but that's going to set up a lovely rivalry.
Yeah. 100%.
Mm.
100. set up a
And
lovely, nice rivalry. They're gonna. I think they might take it to Ireland because we have Irish match. We have Raw or
to Dublin,
SmackDown Dublin
SmackDown on SmackDown in Dublin in
August.
August. Yeah,
So
I
I
mean,
think
it's a bit weird that they're gonna like they would have a Raw women's on SmackDown, but then it's been done.
that might take us down to August. I think they're gonna feud for a bit. I think the title might change hands. I think Becky might take it, maybe at the Money in the Bank or maybe at SummerSlam. I think she might take the Intercontinental belt area, but I think they definitely set up a homecoming match at Dublin SmackDown.
There is always the chance that they could draft the champions. I don't know if they're going to do another draft, but usually WrestleMania season they tend to change up the rosters
Yeah,
slightly.
I think we have
So
a
that,
I think we have a draft maybe for Money in the Bank or maybe after Money. Thing is, you don't really change if you're gonna have a draft, you need to swap the champions. Every champion because all the belts. The tag team belts are based on the bloody world championship belt.
but like I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to switch the women's IC and the women's United States, so they have a United States and an IC on both shows. Like that, to me, that would make more sense. It will give them more like individuality sort of thing.
Yeah,
So I wouldn't be surprised if they did that, and then that would lead to the IC title at Dublin.
I think it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be one to keep an eye on. It's gonna be a one to watch. Let's see how they take it, how they do it. Who do you think now challenges Liv and Rod Kel for? I think we go into like service. We know they've got a match tonight as well against PG.
Actually,
Yeah, they've got a match on
yeah.
NXT. Where do you
See,
think? Where do you think
this
this
is the this is
WWE
a
tag
hard
team?
one. This is a hard one because it can be defended on any of the three shows. So it's like, do they go and bring up some new faces from NXT and get an NXT person winning, and would that give them chances to be on all the shows,
Yeah,
or do they keep them on Raquel and Liv and then have them faces like you said, the Secret Service, to give them Chelsea all the gold? It is a really hard one to decide where they're going to go with this.
yeah. Oh yeah, one.
Even at
Uh,
the moment, Judgment Day have got all the gold again. So who knows?
gonna be one. It's one of them. We're gonna have to keep. An eye on. Watch it. This brings us main event. John Cena. This is Cody Rhodes, WWE Champion. What are your
I'm
thoughts?
gonna start with this one, yeah, because I am a Cena guy. I have loved Cena since he debuted. I loved him when he was Doctor of Thugonomics. I loved him when he was Super Cena, and I loved him now, or love him now. I thought the match started slow,
Yeah,
but you could see the emotion in that match
yeah.
between him and Cody.
You've got to remember.
I
Cena's
He is
wrestling
old
is
now.
yeah, yeah. Cena's what 48.
Mm. He knows this is his retirement, and
He
okay, yeah, he's done the odd show here and there, but he still hasn't wrestled really properly since before the Rumble.
can't move fast as he.
No.
We've got to remember that. Even though I think he worked the match really well for his pace, like he did not let. He's like, I'm the one true champion. Cody, you're
Yeah.
getting a beat. Or not?
I
You're not gonna like. You are not defeated.
And he knows how to work that crowd.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
or bad, he can work a crowd.
He worked that crowd so well. And
Like
one
coming
thing
down with
I
the
too,
note.
so I'm gonna touch on something. Don't know if anyone else picked. So past two Friday nights, Friday Night SmackDown or Raw, I can't, where he has been crossroaded twice, and he's led in the middle of the ring. He's no. Every time he got crossroaded in that match, ref was knocked out. He got
Like he did.
he got
It
pinned
look,
twice, and ref never saw it. And that was the two times he got crossroaded.
yeah, like they really sold the fact that he couldn't take a crossroad,
Yeah,
but
which was good on
there was
Cody's
no.
side. But every time he took a
Yeah,
crossroad, a ref.
no, that was what I enjoyed. That like they didn't make Cody look out to be too weak to beat Cena. Like they haven't built up a Cody for the last year and then gone up. Okay, here we go, losing to Super Cena.
And Cody kicked out of so many
And AA
AAs.
is, yeah, even the AA off the rope, like the
Yeah,
Super AA as it's called.
kicked out of
Like,
the all. Kicked out of everything.
mm,
Cena taking off the padding, goes the turnbuckle, and come down to Travis Scott, which I thought was
mm.
funny. Travis Scott took a crossroads and later Travis Scott. So there was no need for Travis Scott to be that world title.
That was literally a celebrity appearance for the sake of a celebrity appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the fact that The Rock didn't show up annoyed me. I think what's the point of starting this storyline where he wants Cena to be his champion and then not turning up to see him win it?
Oh yeah.
He didn't even turn up last night. Like
Oh
he should have turned up last night
yeah.
at least.
100%.
But it just seems like he started something just for the sake that he could because he's the boss.
Yeah. That's it.
Mm.
That's it.
But at the same time, I love the fact that turned Cena heel.
Mm.
And him coming down with no entrance, no entrance video last night, and on WrestleMania, and then last night as well. That was awesome. Like they
Yeah.
really sold the fact that he thinks the crowd don't deserve anything from him.
Oh yeah. No, I think they've worked Cena's heel angle really well. I think it's
Yeah,
nice to give him this sort of heel angle. I know he did the Doctor of Fuckonomics. He rapped. He took the piss out of other wrestlers, stuff like that. But I don't really wasn't a big heel here. Like where he's playing the playing
yeah,
fuck you, you.
yeah. Clickbait title.
Yeah. But yeah, even to the media, it's like question. Yeah, that seems like clickbait. I'm not. It playing everything so well. Like he said, he's wanted to do a heel run for years. Vince wouldn't let him because he,
Show it wouldn't.
yeah,
Like, uh, you gotta give Vince his props. He did a fantastic job making WWE what it was. But the later years, he definitely lost touch. And this just goes to prove it. There's so many things that have happened on WWE now that would never have gone on under Vince's reign. And my God, are they making the thing more watchable?
oh. And then we touch on to who do we think is going to challenge Cena? Why? We saw last night
Wh-
RKO from Randy or
Nowhere.
out of nowhere.
Okay, from out of nowhere.
I did not think they were gonna do anything with Randy and Cena. My God, I hope they take it to Backlash. I hope they take it to Money in the Bank. I don't see Cena getting dethroned by Randy Orton at all. I think Cena gets dethroned maybe by a future Cody Rhodes down the line. I think Cena keeps his title till his retirement. I think they do a special pay per view for Cena, and I think that's kind of passes. I don't Cody Rhodes.
I personally don't think it's going to be Cody Rhodes again. I like Cody Rhodes. I didn't when he first came back, but he's grown on me again.
Cody Rhodes had his year. He had a year as a
Yeah.
champion. Best title run. He had a year.
No. I think he defended the belt like twice, didn't he?
He didn't defend it as much as Roman did.
No,
Roman had it for
and
4 years. Roman had it for 4 years.
Yeah. But
So,
I just don't see them dropping it to Rhodes again. If anything, I could see Rhodes coming over to Raw and maybe winning the title off Jay.
challenge Jay though, because he's friends with. That's
Yeah, but that
the thing is, everyone we've pretty much said are all friends with Jay. So it's like,
exactly. It's like, who do you have that's not friends with Jay? Challenge Jay.
yeah,
And other than the returning Rusev, but he looks like he's going for just a standard matches at the moment
he
because he came out during the tag match.
he looks like I just want to beat up every guy way kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do.
No.
We have to see what happens. You know, it's got 2 weeks till Backlash.
Yep.
Stories are going to be getting finished. Stories are going to be getting made over the next.
Yeah.
So it's going to be nice to see. You know, we're going to be here. But we're going to be doing this every Tuesday.
Yep.
We're talking
Overall.
Yes, Papa. We're starting to record a podcast. Me and Bumble are starting to start a podcast. Going to be talking about wrestling. Ever want to get
Wrestling
involved?
and gaming.
Wrestling and gaming. You ever want to get involved with it, Papa? Ever want to be a guest on the show? And Juice, if you ever want to be a guest, more than welcome to. We are starting a wrestling gaming podcast. This is our first show.
Gaming grapple.
Yeah, this is our first run at it.
So for those listening on the podcast, we are also streaming live, which is going to be a recurring thing. We're going to do a live stream and then we'll upload the podcast version. So you may hear us talking to people that you can't see. We are responding to the chat on the stream.
We're just touching up who dethroned Cena. We've seen Cena get RKO'd. We said we don't think Rusev's going into the title picture because he turned up and fight. Basically, we don't see Cody Rhodes getting the title put on him.
Well, we have a couple of people here. What were your guys' thoughts on WrestleMania as a whole? Always gets so quiet. Cody, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Cody's definitely taken a much deserved break, and let's be fair, he's been on the road for a long time. It's definitely worth it.
Now, let's. So we've pretty much gone through everything of WrestleMania. So Steve
Like we
Austin was
do.
drunk a lot, yeah. So
So
yeah. Oh, that's I'm just.
you go ahead with the Steve Austin thing. Go ahead.
It was footage of him crashing ATV
RTV
into the
before he
ramp.
even got.
Yeah,
Yeah,
before
I
he
saw
even
that too.
before he even got up to the ramp, he crashed it into the ramp.
Into the ramp. Yeah.
And then he crashed it into the barricade. uh, let's give a
So
drunk Stone Cold Steve Austin quad bike to
key to the
drive in.
car.
Yeah, it's basically promoting drink driving. um,
I thought about this for a bit. I now officially hate The Rock, but Cena did a perfect heel match by slowing it down and making it, like you said, unentertaining. 100%, Papa. We literally touched on that a couple of
yeah.
seconds ago. Like,
Oh yeah, that was funny. She got hit, and then it's next minute. It's like,
here, boop. But yeah, no, we would say like Cena slowing that match down really brought it on. You could see the emotion in there and stuff like that.
oh yeah, she did.
Did he?
I say the we were saying before that Carlito threw the desk cover at a fan. He got hit more than that ATV.
So what I was going to say to you is, overall, what was your rating for both? Like both. What did you rate both nights of WrestleMania, and what did you give it as a final overall
So I
pay
will
per view?
give the first night a 7. I think the main event saved that that uh, that card. I only kind of rate 2 matches from the first night, and that's the Jacob Fatu LA Knight match and a triple threat main event. I think Sunday is an 8. Only match I didn't like was the Logan Paul AJ Styles. I've always said that match could have gone on to Raw. I think AJ should have wrestled Tyrion Cross. The angles.
Yeah,
But overall, I'll give it a solid 7.5.
nice. So this is what I got. I've got a 7 for night one because I agree. I thought there was 3 good matches: the Jacob LA Knight, the El Grando Ray Phoenix, and the
Yeah.
main event. Like they were my 3 top matches, and they were what made the hot points slightly higher. Otherwise, I was looking at like I was at a 5.5 until the main event happened, and that put it up to the 7,
Hmm.
basically. Night 2, I put it as a 9. Again, the only match I thought was the worst match was the Logan versus Styles match. But even that, as the worst match of the night, was better than half of what they put on night 1.
Yeah.
So I gave that a 9, and my overall rating was an 8 out of 10.
It's been good. It's been good. I think we've got we've got a lot to kind of a lot to look forward to leading up to Backlash, leading up to Money in the Bank. I'm excited to see what they do with it. I think we end there. I think we end the podcast there. Yeah.
Uh, join us next week,
Yeah.
next Tuesday for more gaming grapple.
Okay, yeah. I just have to work with Bumble's schedule, so it could be in the afternoon or it could be in the evenings, but we'll be uploading this Spotify as well. Um, learn how to do that.
Yes,
How do I do that?
we
um,
we we do want this not just to be wrestling like wrestling is going to be the main focus, but we will also be talking video games and stuff as well.
Yep, it's going to be a mixture between wrestling and gaming. That's why we've got it's called Gaming Grapple. We're going to touch up on gaming news. We're going to touch. We're always going to touch up on Raw and SmackDown. We are going to be looking for guests to come on. So
if you have
Papa
anything that you would like
Iron,
us,
we're going to ask him. Juice is still learning from us guys, so it'd be nice if we could get Juice on. Get his
if you
thoughts
have
on
any
some stuff.
wrestling, if you have any wrestling questions or gaming questions that you would like to ask us, you can put them through either via the live chat as we're streaming live, or send us DMs on Discord, and we will answer them. Like, we will read the question out and answer it on the show.
But just bear with us while we are getting this up and running. Few tweaks and changes might be made to make stuff better, but this is our first show. Thank you all guys for listening, and thank you guys for watching Twitch. If you guys are listening on Spotify, follow Geordie Gaming 1991 on Twitch.